My phone hopefully telling me that my broadcast might just be working. All right. Click on all this stuff. Make sure the thing is going. Make sure I turn my microphone on. Good. Everything is going great. Everything is going exactly according to plan. Hey everyone, what's up? I know there's not a whole lot going on in here right now, but I didn't want anyone to miss any part of how ridiculous this experience might be about to get. So here we go. Gonna launch Hearthstone. Just need to keep an eye on the old switcher to make sure that it updates as it comes in. Great, great. It's all going according to plan. Let's see if we hit a delay.
Where have your journeys taken you?
To the Boomsday project. The Boomsday project expansion is now available, even in Eastern time. Where this is about to get. Oh, nice. Stargazer Luna. That's actually one I was excited about. Flark's Boomzooka. Summon 3 minions from your deck. They attack enemy minions, then die. Oh, we got a golden Zilliax. Okay, okay. Win is Hunter. Cool. All right. So the first, this is a silly thing, I know, because that says 133 packs. I want to do 2 things. Oh, I don't have nearly enough dust. Oh, like not even close. I really want a golden Wonder Whizbang. Whizbang the Wonderful. How much is a golden Whizbang the Wonderful? 3,200 dust. Oh, I want one so much. Oh, I'm just nowhere, not even kind of close to. Okay, so that might be a later on in the expansion deal. Maybe we'll get a golden one. That would be amazing. Okay, I have 1,500, so we'll just go ahead and buy another 15 packs here. We would like 15. Perfect. Cool. All right, there we go. 148 packs. Let's see. I don't know a whole lot about this expansion, unfortunately, so we're gonna be doing some learning. Okay. All right, so we got just a 5-mana 2/6 mech. Doesn't seem very good. Elementary Reaction. Draw a card if you have. Okay, so good for elementals potentially. Skaterbot 1/1 rush magnetic. Doesn't seem to. Fireworks tech. Give a friendly mech 1/1. Death rattle trigger it. That seems interesting. Neutral. Give your weapon +1 attack 2-mana 2/2. Huh. Okay. 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 Nothing too spicy yet, but you know, some interesting. Ah. Got a golden spider bomb. Make it a symbol. Warlock Omega Agent. If you have 10 mana crystals, summon 2 copies of this minion. Okay. So this not only just gives you, if you have 10 mana, 5 mana, 12, 15 worth of stuff. But I assume if you buff this, then that carries over as well. Because I think I heard that Warlock's getting some hand buff cards. Spider Bomb. I just want to see if I can jam this right into our Just Rattles Hunter. Discover a mech. If you have 10 mana crystals, keep all 3 cards. Is Mech Warrior going to be control? Steel Rager. Haha, there has to be a Rager, of course. 4 mana, though. Deal 1 damage. Shooting Star. That doesn't seem that impactful. Just looking for that legend. Ooh, got another purple one. Epic. Juicy Psych Melon, so juicy. Draw a 7, 8, 9, and 10 cost minion from your deck. 4 mana, draw 4. Kind of. So like in our Goose deck, we would want this to be Malfurion, Lich King, Malagos, Ultimate Infestation. This one looks like a sucker maker to me, but it's intriguing. Anytime you can draw a pile of cards for not very many, that's pretty good. Trigger the death rattle of a random friendly minion as a death rattle on a 3-mana 3/2. 3-mana 3/2 weapon's just fine. We used to play like Rallying Blade, Fiery War Axe, stuff like that. Damage Stegotron. Taunt, Battlecry deals 6 damage. Oh, so it's a 6-mana 5/6 taunt. Unless you can bring it back. I guess maybe Taunt Druid or something can Hadronoxus back into play, or maybe you can... oh, it's a mech, it's not a beast. If you can recruit it somehow, maybe. Give a minion rush, draw a card. Okay. Some sort of tempo or aggressive warrior. Spirit Bomb Warlock. Deal 4 damage to a minion and your hero. That might just go in even Warlock. To deal with like Zoo. Turns on your 4-mana 7/7s even faster. Giggling Inventor. Summon 2 1/2 mechs with Taunt and Divine Shield. Oh, it summoned 2 Annoyatrons. Oh my gosh, this card is bananas. My instinct is this card is bananas. Because Annoyatron was just in every deck. Control and aggro decks and combo decks. Like every deck had to consider potentially running Annoyatron because it's just such a tough taunt to get through. This one gives you 2 of them and a 2/1. Maybe it's too slow, but I'm intrigued by this card. This card seems good. Demonic Project. Each player transform a random minion in their hand into a demon. That doesn't seem very good. It just gives you and your opponent probably a bad card. Random demon doesn't seem very good. Okay, maybe there's... Oh, I guess this is a way... This is like a dirty rat. You can interact with... It's like if you hit their Shutterwalk or their Malagos or something like that. That's good. Okay, so it's like for control decks to stop combo decks that are specifically creature... Because it's transform a minion. If you're like single creature dependent combo decks, I guess this is a way to interact with it before they go off. Menacing Nimbus, 2-mana 2/2, add a random elemental to your hand. That just seems fine. Is this finally the time we get Elemental Shaman? We already Shaman. We already talked about Skaterbot. If you're holding a spell that costs 5 or more, gain 1/1. Does Big Spell Mage want a 3-mana 4/4? I don't know. Okay. Spirit Bomb we talked about. Shooting Star we talked about. Replicating Menace. Magnetic, Death Rattle, summon 3 1/1 microbots. So all these, for, Magnetic just means it's a choose one. Because you can either play this as a 4-mana 3/1 Death Rattle, summon 3 1/1 microbots, or you can play it as a 4-mana buff on another mech. So it's 4 mana, give a mech +3/+1, and Death Rattle, summon 3 1/1 microbots. So I'm interested to see if Magnetic's versatility is good enough. Because obviously Druid has a bunch of choose one cards that are quite good. Nourish comes to mind. 3/1 is not a very good stat line for 4 mana, but adding +3/+1 to an existing creature and this Death Rattle, obviously it's vulnerable to Silence. Silence just destroys this card if you do that, but you can only silence so many things, right? You're going to run 2 Owls, 2 Spellbreakers in every deck? Maybe. Spirit Bomb, Crazed Alchemist. Give a friendly minion +4 attack. Okay, so it's a combo. Play the big Cold Blood for 5 mana. Combo cards just seem better when they're cheap. 5 mana seems kind of expensive. Not that I'm a rogue expert by any means. Ooh. Okay, Electro Right we talked about. Mecharoo, I think this one's quite good. Just a 1/1 Death Rattle, get another 1/1. They're all mechs. Sure. Biology Project seems interesting as well. Everyone gains 2 mana crystals. And you can also just play it on turn 10 as an Innervate. It's like a 1 mana Innervate. So you can Goose Biology Project, now you have 2 mana to do stuff with. Because that Goose, this card costs 10 mana, and then you have 2 mana, so you can like Wrath something for 8. Spark Drill. 5/1 Rush Death Rattle. Add 2 1/1 Sparks with Rush to your hand. 5/1 Rush for 6 does not seem like a very... Although the art is adorable. I love the little fireball driving the mech. And...
Legendary.
Ooh, we got Electra Storm Surge. This is... Your next spell this turn casts twice. It's an elemental shaman. This seems amazing. Any shaman deck that runs spells that aren't Hex. Right, because double Hex doesn't do anything, but everything else. Double Lightning Storm, double Lightning Bolt, double Zap. Even double Zap is fine. 3 mana Zap twice. I wonder if Elemental Shaman's finally going to be good. It's like some kind of... And you can burn them out with Lava Burst. Coppertail Imposter. Battlecry gains stealth until your next turn. It's a mech. Stealth mech means you can robot something onto it. Not robot, magnet something onto it. Stealth is just one of those mechanics that they have to be so careful with. Also like a Robo Squirrel. That's funny. Mechano Egg. 5 mana 0/5, get a Robo Sword Death Rattle. That might be good one day, but it seems like it's probably too slow. Like, you're not going to put this in your Odd Paladin. Although this is a great thing to Blessing of Kings. And then you get silenced and then you're sad. Tending Tauren. Give your other minions 1/1 or summon 2 Treants. If you control a Treant, discover a spell. I wonder if Treant's Druid is going to be a thing. These two, this seems strong. This doesn't seem that strong. It's like a little Cenarius. Prismatic Lens. Draw a minion and a spell from your deck. Swap their costs. So if you have like a Secret, that's a spell. And if you have like a Tyrion, that's a minion. Get to Tyrion for 1. But then you have to put secrets in your deck. And that secret now costs 8. It's interesting. 4 mana draw 2 is not super exciting, but I wonder if you can abuse that cost swap mechanic somehow with something I'm not thinking of. Leroy for 1, that seems pretty aggressive. Mulch Muncher, 10 mana 8/8 rush. Costs 1 mana less for each friendly treant that died this game. Ooh. Even a 5 mana 8/8 rush seems really good. So you'd have to have 5 treants die. How hard is that? Living mana on 5? Solo the Forest? Then your Mulch Muncher is free because you'll have 10 treants die over the course of the game. Then both of your Mulch Munchers are free. Also, this comes out with that Juicy Psych Melon. I think no matter what. I think this will always... I wonder. I wonder if Juicy Psych Melon draws this every time. Or if once it gets discounted below 7. I think it goes for core amount, though. Gosh, with that Psych Melon, if it... Oh, no, it's 7, 8, 9, and 10 specifically. Never mind. Discover a secret. Seems fine. Topsy-turvy. Swap a minion's attack and health. Oh, it's the reversing switch from Goblins vs. Gnomes. It was fine then. It's probably fine now, especially if you want to do some kind of wombo combo where you Divine Spirit, Divine Spirit, Divine Spirit, Divine Spirit, Divine Spirit, Topsy-turvy, hit him for 64. How many times do you have to hit like a Stone Tusk boar before you would deal lethal damage in one attack? Because like goes from 1 to 2 to 4 to 8 to 16 to 32. So you'd have to double its health. I forget how many times that is, like 5 times. Maybe that's doable. Rocket Boots we talked about. Bronze Gatekeeper, 3 mana 1/5 taunt magnetic. So again, magnetic. So this is a 3 mana 1/5 with taunt, or a 3 mana give a minion +1/+5 and taunt. Works with Topsy Turvy. Make a big dude. Make a big robot. Topsy Turvy it. Does this have no? Okay, I was like, I'm guaranteed at least 1 red, right? Wow, 2 Spring Rockets. Another Mulch Muncher, alright. Damaged Stegatron we talked about. Actually, if you bring Damaged Stegatron back to life with Priest... So let's talk about Topsy-Turvy again for just a second. You resurrect this with Priest, now it's a real 5/12. You hit it with that, 3 mana +1/+5, so now it's a 6/17, double that. Now it's a 6 34, topsy-turvy it, hit him in the face for 34. That seems alright. As long as you stay alive long enough to do that. A couple of spring rockets, 3 mana, 2/1, deal 2 damage. Kind of like that little Cthulhu panda from the Cthulhu set. That was okay in Cthulhu decks, but I'm not sure that it was good enough on its own. Lab Recruiter. Shuffle 3 copies of a friendly minion into your deck. Rogue card. Huh, so it's a gang up on a 3/2. It's a gang up on the little dinosaur guy. I don't know a whole lot about Rogue, but I assume there's a way to abuse that. What about that Faldori Strider, the one that shuffles spiders into your deck? Maybe you just keep getting spiders. Alright, Bronze Gatekeeper, Topsy-Turvy, Eternium Rover. Whenever this minion takes damage, gain 2 armor. It's like a little armor smith, 1 mana armor smith. That doesn't seem that good. Secret Plan we talked about. Soul Infusion. Oh yeah, this was the hand buff stuff we were talking about, where if you hand buff the Omega agent, now it's a 5 mana summon 3 6/7s. Just in case you're not winning enough and you want to win some more. I mean, at that point, they need a barn like a big one. Rusty Recycler, I think we talked about. That doesn't seem... I mean, Lifesteal is always interesting. I guess they can never really print Lifesteal on big numbers, so you'd have to figure out a way to make this worthwhile. Weapons Project. Each player equips a 2/3 weapon and gains 6 armor. That seems very good. Because you can use it aggressively to like take away their weapon, mess up their combos. You gaining 6 armor as a warrior is just good because it allows you to shield slam stuff or reckless flurry stuff or whatever. And if you are playing Harrison Jones in your deck, then you draw 3 cards for sure off Harrison Jones. And you made them spend however much mana on their weapon. Like if it's a Vine Cleaver costs 7 mana. You overwrite it with this 2 mana 2/3, and then you Harrison Jones it. You don't even. If you don't have Harrison, you could just Harrison the Vine Cleaver, of course. But if you don't have your Harrison, you can just Weapons Project, and now he is stuck with a 2/3 weapon. Whenever this minion takes damage, summon a 2/3 mech with taunt, 6 mana 2/5. Yeesh, that doesn't seem good. Explodinator, summon 2 O2 Goblin Bombs. 4 mana 3/2 is not a lot of stats for 4 mana. I guess Goblin Bombs give you stuff to magnet to. I think Goblin Bombs are like a 1 mana O2 Death Rattle, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero's face. But also it activates all of your magnetic cards. So if magnetic turns out to be really good, maybe Explodinator makes it into a deck. But that seems unlikely. Thunderhead, 4 mana 3/5 elemental. After you play a card with overload, summon 2 1/1 sparks with rush. This seems very good. Playing cards with overload, we already play a bunch. Obviously Volcano doesn't count because it just clears your board, but stuff like Zap, Lightning Bolt, others that I can't think of off the top of my head, but I'm sure there are other overload cards. And of course, if you're going to do a Sapphire Spellstone deck, definitely want that in your to just give you some mid-game board clearing options. Spring Rocket we talked about, Toxicology we talked about, Astral Rift. Add 2 random minions to your hand. That seems quite bad. The Portal was good because it could give you guys for cheaper. This just is 2 random guys. World Glider, man, summoning more Goblin Bombs. 1 health is always suspect. But it makes another thing that turns on your magnet cards. Death Rattle, summon a random minion from your hand that costs 2 or less. Just in case you didn't get Doomsayered enough in your piloted shredders, now you can guarantee the piloted Reaper pulls it out of your hand. This doesn't seem that good. But I guess it pulls stuff out of your hand. All right. Mechanical Whelp, 6 mana 2/2. Death Rattle summon a mechanical dragon. I wonder if that fits in that Death Rattle Hunter we were playing earlier in the season. It's adorable. It's like really cute. Bomb Toss, deal 2 damage, summon a Goblin Bomb. I wonder if Hunter's going to turn out to have some sort of synergy with Goblin Bomb, because this is a Hunter-specific card. Rocket Boots we talked about. Bomb Toss, wow, that's again landscaping. Summon 2 Treants. Getting a lot of Treants. Make that Mulch Muncher cheaper. That's like the big payoff. That, or if they don't kill you, it's like if they kill your Treants, then you get to Mulch Muncher for free. And if they don't kill your Treants, you Savage Roar and kill them. Ooh, I got a golden Astral Rift that we cannot play. Storm Chaser. 4 mana, 3/4. Draw a spell from your deck that costs 5 or more. Grab your Spellstones. Grab your Volcanoes. That might be good. Yeah, I'm interested to see if maybe that... Gosh, Elemental Shaman is just one of those decks that I really like trying, and then it turns out to be bad. Explodinator we talked about. Top Tier we talked about. Faithful Lumi. 1 mana, Battle Cry, give a friendly mech +1/+1. And it's a neutral. That seems kind of good. Go in some sort of aggro paladin, maybe? Maybe like an odd hunter? I wonder if there's a mech odd hunter that uses all those goblin bombs and stuff. Dead Ringer. 2 mana, 2/1 priest card. Draw a Death Rattle minion from your deck. That seems great. It's already playing 2 of Loot Hoarder, and I'm sure it wouldn't mind. I'm talking about Quest Priest specifically. Quest Priest is already playing 2 of Loot Hoarders, so I'm sure it wouldn't mind playing another 2 of Loot Hoarders to finish out that quest. Rocket Boost we talked about. Explodinator we talked about. Astral Rift we talked about. Menacing Nimbus we talked about. Cosmic Anomaly, 4 mana, 4/3 spell damage +2. 4 mana, 4/3. It's like Kirin Tor Mage stats. But I think the Kirin Tor Mage ability is probably better. Spell damage +2. I'm not really sure what that enables. I guess it makes your Blizzard deal 4. But I don't know if that's worth a 10 mana combo. I guess it makes that spell, the little Star Shower, now it's deal 3. I don't know, it seems like a lot of work for something that's not that good. Demonic Project we talked about, Weapons Project we talked about, Skaterbot we talked about, Soul Infusion we talked about. Reckless Experimenter. Death Rattle minions you play cost 3 less but die at the end of the turn. That seems amazing. Death Rattle minions you play cost 3 less. And Death Rattle minions dying isn't even that bad. Right? Remember, the little cute dragon is now a 3 mana summon an 8/8. 3 mana 8/8. Plus it can advance your quest. Because 6 mana 2/2 is bad. 6 mana 8/8 is good. Sorry, not 6 mana. 6 mana 2/2 Death Rattle summon an 8/8 doesn't seem very good. But 3 mana just summon an 8/8. That seems okay. Voodoo Doll is now just a free assassinate. Loot Hoarder is a free draw a card. That's interesting. I'm interested in that one. Mekaru we talked about. Cosmic Anomaly we talked about. Topsy-Turvy. Beaker Lightning. Deal 1 damage to all minions. Overload 2. So it's the Pyromancer effect. Overload 2 is pretty brutal. I guess you can use that to make sure your volcanoes clear boards that are just a little bit out of your reach. And of course you can play it in Even Shaman if you want to for some reason. Oh man, 3 Astral Rifts. Test subject. Return any spells you cast on this minion to your hand. 0/2. Is that good? To think about this one. This one seems interesting. There's probably a way to abuse this into some sort of huge infinite combination. Because you can play that... I'm not... So there's that Vivid Nightmare card. I wonder if you get Vivid Nightmare back. Anyway, this one I think would require a little bit of experimentation, but there might be like a one-turn kill situation you can do. You might be able to leverage test subjects to get those 5 Divine Spirits we were talking about to kill someone with a Stone Tusk Boar. I'm just not exactly sure how you would do it. Bronze Gatekeeper we talked about, Bomb Toss we talked about, Elementary Reaction we talked about. Shrink Ray. Set the attack and health of all minions to 1. That is amazing. It's a 5 mana equality and humility. But everyone. If there's a way we can figure out how to do Control Paladin. Again. I'm not sure that you necessarily run this in an Odd Paladin. Maybe you do, though. Although the 5 cost slot's getting pretty full in Odd Paladin, so probably not. But if you can figure out a way... I mean, Shrink Ray seems like a really powerful control tool. Plus, you can like Shrink Ray, play down a Wild Pyromancer, and then clear the board. Just another way to set off your Pyromancer to clear a board. Thing is, I just don't know how you win as Control Paladin. You can control the board forever and then lose the game. Brainstormer. Battlecry, gain +1 health for each spell in your hand. So you would want to have at least 3 spells in your hand to get the 3 mana 3/4, which is sort of the... You get a 3 mana 3/4 that's then vulnerable to silence, much like a Twilight Drake. Pretty sure Twilight Drake is probably just better than Brainstormer. This one is golden, though. Augmented Elic. Whenever you shuffle a card into a deck, shuffle in an extra copy. Does that work with Faldorei Strider? Like, instead of shuffling in 3 spiders, does that shuffle in 6? So you could, and then you could use this with Gang Up also and just have an unlimited number of free spiders in your deck. And is that good? How many 4/4s is good? I'm not really sure. Damage Stegotron we talked about. Weapons Project we talked about. Glowtron. 1 mana 1/3 magnetic. This is amazing. This should probably be considered in every Paladin deck that is made. We're already playing Dire Mole. Let's just go ahead and make it a Glowtron. Why not? There's no reason not to. And a couple of reasons why we should. Just because we can magnet stuff to it. And in the late game, it can be like a 1 mana +1/+3 buff instead. That just seems really strong. Kaboom Bot. Death Rattle, deal 4 damage to a random enemy minion. 3 mana 2/2 neutral. Death Rattle, deal damage to a random enemy minion seems too easy to play around. Same sort of predicament as like Volatile Elemental, which was a similar sort of design. But, you know, with mechs, slap a Glowtron on there, and now all of a sudden it's a 4 mana 3/5 with this Death Rattle. Upgradable Framebot, 2 mana 1/5 super vanilla mech. If mech decks are good, I imagine this makes it in. You get 6 stats for 2 mana, which is just better than usual. Usually you only get 5. And then, of course, you start slapping stuff onto this thing, and you have a Juggernaut by the end that just you really hope they don't silence. Eternium Rover, yep, talked about that one. Still don't think that's very good. Dino-Matic. Battlecry, deal 5 damage, randomly split among all minions except mechs. 5 mana 3/4 is not very good. Is deal 5 damage, randomly split among all minions good? If you're hitting your own, like Acolytes of Pain, that's pretty good. If you have all mechs, then it won't hit your guys. I don't know. 5 mana 3/4 is pretty weak. At least it's among all minions, so you know you're not going to lose any shots to the face. Which, there's probably some value there. And you might discover it off of, like, one of those machines. One of those things. Let's see here. Skablam! All right, we got 2 giggling inventors. After I saw the first one, I definitely wanted a second one, so I'm glad about that. Research project, 2 mana, draw 2. Oh, 2 mana, each player draws 2. So it's just the effect of Cold Light Oracle? We used to play Cold Light Oracle back when we had Ice Block in Mage, when we wanted to hit people with a bunch of fireballs. I want to try hitting people with a bunch of fireballs again. So who knows? Maybe this fits. Especially if you can like draw a 3rd card for yourself by using that Mage legendary that we got, the Stargazer. Toxicologist we talked about, but now we have a golden one. Crazed Chemist we talked about. Nimbus Inventor. Cool. Trucking right along. Glowtron's still amazing. Mechanical Whelp. We already talked about how that works with that Priest card. Trinium Rover's not good. Violet Haze. Add 2 random Death Rattle cards to your hand. That doesn't seem very good, especially for 3 mana. 3 mana get 2 random minions? I don't know. I guess if you really need to turn on your Necrium Blade or something like that. Auto Defense Matrix Secret. When one of your minions is attacked, give it Divine Shield. That seems like a better secret, but it's still not good enough to actually put in your deck. But that does make Hydrologist better. That's a good pick off Hydrologist, I would say. And of course in Wild, put jam 2 of that in your Secret Paladin probably. Lab Recruiter, still interesting, especially with that Elic that we saw just a minute ago. Spark Engine, 2 mana, 2/1 Battle Cry. Add a 1/1 Spark with Rush to your hand. I assume that costs 1. So this guy, this itself doesn't have Rush, and it gives you a Spark that does have Rush. But this is a mech. The Spark, I assume, is not. 2 mana, 2/1. It's just too easy to take care of that for 2 mana, but no cards, right? You got your pings, your your pings and your shapeshifts, your rogue daggers, that kind of stuff. Faithful Lumi still seems interesting. Spirit Bomb, I'm also interested in putting that in the big mitts. This is like just a 6 mana removal spell that gives you 2 more tiny 1 mana removal spells. I just don't think 6 mana for 5 damage is very good, especially if it gets stopped by taunt. Pogo Hopper, 2 mana 1/1, gain +2/+2 for each other Pogo Hopper you played this game. Oh, this is what you're supposed to shuffle with the Lab Recruiter and the Elic. Just keep stuffing Pogo Hoppers in your deck, and then eventually play big ones. That seems like it might be too slow, but I guess that's just an application. Cloning Device. 2 mana, discover a copy of a minion in your opponent's deck. That doesn't seem super useful, because you're going to discover... It's... I don't know, it's kind of like Draconid Operative, but you don't get a sweet dragon body. I don't think the Draconid Operative effect is worth 2 mana. Rocket Boots we talked about. Security Rover we talked about. Bulldozer. Ha! It's a bulldozer. The art is good. I like the art on that one. That's for Arena. Faithful Lumi, Explodinator, another Faithful Lumi. Alright, we talked about all those. Microtech Controller. About 3 mana, 2/1. That 2/1 stat line, though. Battlecry, summon 2 1/1 Microbots. Just makes you a bunch of little robots that immediately gets defiled. I don't know if Control Warlock is going to be a thing. Like, if Control Warlock's not a thing, then you get swiped instead. Whirly Glider we talked about. I wonder how good Goblin Bombs are. They don't get swiped. Shooting Star I don't think is very strong. We talked about that. Dendrologist. Power Word Replicate. 5 mana, choose a friendly minion, summon a 5/5 copy of it. That art's funny too, because he's got like a really strong version of himself in the test tube. This doesn't seem good enough to put in a standard deck, or like a constructed deck. But, you know, if you hit a Northshire Cleric with this, now you have a 5/5 Northshire Cleric. Draw some cards. Radiant Elemental, Lyra the Sun Shard. Like, there's some strong effects that could benefit from being on a sturdier body. Alright, War Gear, 5/5 Magnetic. This seems really good. Because it's 5 mana, choose 1, right? This is like a Blessing of Kings, but you get a +1/+1, and if you have no creatures, you can still just play it as a 5 mana 5/5. This seems like it goes in mech, some sort of mech. Any mech deck should consider War Gear, I would say. This seems very strong. And maybe just aggro Paladin. Throw it in with that Glowtron. And it's odd, so you can even put it in like an odd Paladin. That seems pretty degenerate. I'm probably going to build one of those right after I'm done opening packs. Spider Bomb, 3 mana 2/2 Magnetic Death Rattle, destroy a random enemy minion. That seems pretty good, especially if we can figure out a way to work some mech synergies into that Death Rattles only deck. The one that wasn't really playing secrets, the one that was primarily Death Rattles. Phone, why are you doing this to me? Research project we talked about. Mechano Egg, I still don't think is very good. Just seems too slow. Oh, Cogwhistle is now following. Welcome, Cogwhistle. Thank you for following. Sorry it took me so long to read that email. Alright, Electro Right. Battle Cry, if you're holding... Oh, we already talked about that one. I'm just not sure Big Spell Mage wants a 3 mana 4/4. And if you don't play it on 3 as a 3 mana 4/4, it gets much worse. 3 mana 3/3 is a little bit below the curve. The power curve. Well, we got 2 auto defense matrices for when we go in to play some wild Secret Paladin. Topsy Turvy still seems good. Electro Right. Blight Nozzle Crawler. 4 mana 2/4. Death Rattle, summon a 1/1 ooze with poisonous and rush. But it's a Death Rattle. So if they kill it on their turn, then they can just handle your ooze. But if you can set it off on your turn, I guess if you're Necrium Blade, like you play this out, you use the second charge of your Necrium Blade, so you immediately get a 1/1 ooze with poisonous and rush. And then you still have this guy on the board. Death Rattle Rogue. I just don't know if those kind of like multi-turn setup combos are going to be strong. Bulldozer. Eureka. Summon a copy of a random minion from your hand. 6 mana shaman spell. Well, every time there's something from your hand that costs less than 9 mana, it's time to think about the goose. Is there a goose shaman? So 6 mana Eureka pulls out the goose, and then you have 4 mana left to do degenerate spell stuff with. So like lightning bolts now do 8. You can cast 2 of those for 16. Then you have 2 mana left. I don't remember if Zap can go face or not, because that's 0 mana. And then, of course, Lava... Maybe it's like Lava Burst. You can Lava Burst Lightning Bolt. I don't know. Topsy-Turvy. Glowtron still good. Microtech Controller is still, I don't think, very good. Gosh, you can Goose your Volcano to deal 20 damage to a board. But then your Goose absorbs 12. Bulldozer. Rusty Recycler. Violet Haze. Weapons Project. Meteorologist. Mage card. For each card in your hand, deal 1 damage to a random enemy, which includes the enemy hero. Big Hand Mage. I know there was a minion-heavy deck using that Book of Specters that actually like included Mountain Giants because I could get them out for super cheap. So maybe that deck wants that. Seems 6 mana 3/3 is pretty poor in terms of board presence. Some more Rusty Recyclers, a Glowtron, Menacing Nimbus. Extra Arms, 3 mana 2/2. 3 mana +2/+2. and then has like a fake echo effect, or like a persistent echo effect. So you can give more arms. That gives another +2/+2. So 3 mana +2. So it's 6 mana +4/+4 spread across 2 spells. That, not super convinced. I guess you can get them all back using that test subject, though. More Glowtrons. Shooting Star Skater Bots. Skater Bot is just worth noting that it's probably the most 90s one, and it's definitely wearing a pair of Vans. 1 mana Voltaic Burst. Summon 2 1/1 Sparks with Rush. Overload 1. That seems okay. Especially if you can play it with that elemental from before. That 4 mana 3/5 that summons Sparks as well. Powers up your Spellstone. Doesn't clog up your battle cries. Of course, I don't have a Shudderwalk, but... Omega Medic. 3 mana 3/4. If you have 10 mana crystals, restore 10 health to your hero. That seems really good. 3 mana 3/4 is fine. And then if you top deck it in the late game, it heals you for 10. It seems potentially good. Electro Right, Beaker Lightning we talked about. All these other ones we talked about. Mechathune. Mechathune. 10 mana 10/10, which is not very good. Death Rattle. If you have no cards in your deck, hand, and battlefield, destroy the enemy hero. Wait, what? If you have no cards in your deck, hand, and battlefield, win the game. As a death rattle. Huh. So your hand has to be empty. And I guess your side of the board has to be empty. That's interesting. Not really sure how to do that, because as soon as this gets transformed or silenced or something, you just lose the game. So you have to make sure you can play it and somehow destroy it with your last card. That is an interesting deck building challenge that I don't have a great idea for. I'm sure it's going to end up being Druid, though, because they can naturalize. You'll naturalize, you'll take 2 fatigue draws, but then you'll win the game. Whirly Glider, we talked about. Gloop Sprayer, 8 mana 4/4. Battlecry, summon a copy of each adjacent minion. Well, you can do super duper overkill wombo combos if you can... Because you could... Oh, no, that wouldn't work. I was trying to figure out if there's a way you could get 3 Malaggoose on the board in one turn, which would give your Moonfires plus 15. So then you could drop 2 Moonfires and deal 32 damage. Mechathune, yeah. I'm intrigued by Mechathune. Gloop Sprayer seems interesting. 8 mana 4/4 is quite bad, but duplicating stuff is interesting. Especially because if there's a bunch of death rattles going on, you get those as well. Just duplicate your Mechathune, then you can't lose. Got another Reckless Experimenter. That is good. Bronze Gatekeeper, Tending Tarn. We talked about all these. Still adorable. Especially with the War Gear. This becomes much better with War Gear, because you play this on 4, War Gear on 5, face them for 9. There's nothing they can do. More Auto Defense Matrix, Mechanical Whelps, Landscapings, Recruiters. All right, moving right along. Weapons Project, Violet Haze, Voltaic Burst. All right. None of those super exciting. Landscaping, Research Project, Omega Medic. Oh, got 2 of those. Cool. Replicating Menace. Oh, we did talk about this one. It being magnetic. You can stick that onto that stealth one, and now it's a 7/5 Death Rattle summon microbots coming right at you. You have to address it, and then it drops a bunch of new mechs when it dies. Blight Nozzle, got 2 of those. Got this like my 8th bulldozer. Elementary Reaction, Venomizers, Cloning Devices. Alright. Got all those. Yeah. Spider Bomb. Oh yeah. Drop a Spider Bomb on this guy. Drop a Venomizer on this guy. You can make this guy huge. You play this on 4. You put on 5. You put both of these on it. Now it's a 8. Now it's an 8/8. Death Rattle, destroy a random enemy minion. Doubling Imp. 3 mana 2/2, summon a copy of this minion. Oh, this goes really well with that Soul Infusion. Because then it's a 3 mana 8/8. And we all know those are good. You couldn't play it in even Warlock, obviously, on account of it's got an odd cost, but maybe there's just a control Warlock that wants to play doubling imps. Lumi's Raiders. The Anoyo Module, 4 mana 2/4 Paladin mech. Magnetic Divine Shield Taunt. Oh my god. Make a really big Anoyotron. Got a second biology project. Second dendrologist. Oh yeah, 2 reckless experimenters. Actually, this is the 3rd one, I think. Electro right. Unexpected results. Summon 2 random 2-cost minions improved by spell power. Huh. 4 mana, get 2 random 2-cost minions is not very good. How good would that have to be before it was, like, good? 4 mana, get 2 random 4s would, like, that would be okay, maybe. 2 random 5s? I'm not sure how good this needs to be before it's actually good. Like, how much spell damage you need to make it good. Demonic Project, we talked about. Christology, draw 2 1-attack minions from your deck. This seems really good. This gets your Stonehill Defenders. If you have that Paladin Legendary that starts off as a 1/1, this fetches her. Tar Creepers. Your Warframe. If you whiff on your Warframe, you can draw your Warframe. Shooting Star. Alright, we talked about all these. Just 100 packs to go. About a third of the way through. Okay, got a second Necrium Blade. Trigger the death rattle of a random friendly minion. So yeah, 2 of those potentially working with that 4 mana 2/4 death rattle. Get a ooze. More Mechano Egg. Cyber Tech Chip. Give your minions death rattle, add a random mech to your hand. You always have to think about anything that adds cards to your hand in Hunter, just because their draw is so weak. So maybe random mechs is good enough. But you have to have a board full of dudes. Let's see. So yeah, I'm just not sure how good Cybertech Chip is. We have all of these already. I mean, how many? You'd have to get like 3 mechs off of that, so there'd be a 2 mana draw 3 kind of. Mecharoo. I like Mecharoo. I'm glad I have 2 of those. Piloted Reaper. Probably not going to use Shrink Raise. Cool. Spirit Bomb. Couple of epics. Oh, got 2 Augmented Elix. Loose Specimen. 5 mana 6/6. Battlecry deals 6 damage randomly split among other friendly minions. Oh. So if it's an empty board, nothing happens. You just get a 5 mana 6/6. Is that good? I don't know. You can split open an egg if you have like that mech egg. This will knock it open to get your big dragons, get your mech dragons and stuff. 5 mana 6/6 is doesn't. It's like 5 mana 5/6 is sort of that's the pit fighter, sort of the vanilla stats you expect to get for 5 mana. Another Augmented Elix. I'm interested in trying some kind of Miracle Rogue with a couple of Augmented Elix in the Lab Recruiters. Just try to get a bunch of spiders. Spiders everywhere. Because I am, of course, afraid of spiders. Dino-Matic. 5 mana 3/4. Oh, we've talked about this one already. Omega Defender. 4 mana 2/6 taunt. Battlecry, if you have 10 mana crystals, gain plus 10 attack. Is a 4 mana 12/6 taunt good? I don't know. 4 mana 2/6 taunt does not seem very good. That Omega Healer seems like the best one so far. Or that Omega Duplicator. Necrium Blades. We've talked about all these. The Spark Drill. So cute, though. I want to play it just because the card art is so adorable. Goblin Bomb. We've seen a bunch of cards that summon these, like Whirly Glider. But it is, in fact, a card itself. 1 mana 0/2, Death Rattle, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. This seems quite bad. But getting them for free, maybe that makes them better. Ooh, got a Golden Anoyo module. Another Dead Ringer. Omega Mind. 2 mana 2/3, Battlecry, if you have 10 mana crystals, your spells have life steal for this turn. So your Volcano now heals you for 15. That's interesting, but I'm not sure that is necessarily... all spells, so you can drop a couple of Lightning Storms, I guess, stuff like that, and try to heal. I'm not convinced. That's kind of interesting, though. We just don't really, like, control Shaman is just sort of... not really sure what that looks like. 2 mana 2/1 Spark Engine. Oh, we talked about this one already. 3 mana 1/5 Nether Soul Buster. Battlecry, gain +1 attack for each damage your hero has taken this turn. Has taken this turn. 3 mana 1/5 doesn't seem that good. And then to make it stronger, you have to spend more mana, whether you life tap to make it a 3/5 or Spirit Bomb to make it a 4, to make it a 5/5. But then it's a 5 mana 5/5. It's not a 3 mana 5/5. Huh. That might just be good enough, but I'm not... kind of have to play it out of order. You can't really play it on 3. Void Analyst. Give all demons in your hand +1/+1. Huh. I guess if Demon Warlock becomes a thing, this might... although it has to compete with Keleseth, which is just very hard to do. There's that Spirit Bomb I was talking about. War Gear, so good. Glad to have 2 of those. Landscaping, Rusty Recycler. Rusty Recycler is like Wall-E. Just realized.
Legendary.
Luna's Pocket Galaxy. Legendary spell. Change the cost of minions in your deck to 1. Change the cost of minions in your deck to 1. I wonder if there's a way you can make sure that you hit Archmage Antonidas with that card. Because you know what I love doing? Hitting people with an unlimited number of fireballs. It's like you play Luna's Pocket Galaxy, all of the draw cards, and then the and then you can Archmage Antonidas. Maybe you throw in that, it's like a 2-mana shuffle a card back into your deck. Baleful Banker. Get you your Baleful Banker, shuffle Tony back into your deck, and then you definitely reduce its cost to 1. Another Void Analyst, another Pogo Hopper. Prismatic Lens. Oh my gosh. You know what I just realized is I forgot to actually say what I'm doing. Oh no. Okay. Oh, I didn't even look at those cards. I hope none of them were important. None of them were legendaries, so who cares about them? Menacing Nimbus is cool. Elemental Shaman. You're a sucker maker. And got plenty of Annoyo modules and Coppertail Imposters now. Got plenty of Wall E as well. Cranking through packs. So yeah, so if you Mechano Egg, you like coin Mechano Egg on 4, and then you play that Stampeding Specimen, it'll deal 5 damage to the egg, and then you get your 8/8 Robosaur. I don't know if that combo is worth it. Golden Coppertail Imposters! More Necrium Blades, more Research Projects, more Bronze Gate Choppers. Doubling Imps, Giggling Inventors, Missile Launcher. 6 mana 4/4 magnetic. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to all other characters. Huh. So it's like a Dread Infernal that goes off every turn. Is that good? Pretty good with that Venomancer, that Hunter card. The Hunter Poisonous card, because then it actually just kills everything. You can just it'll just continually clear the board until it's dealt with. Unpowered Mauler. 2 mana 2/4 can only attack if you cast a spell this turn. That doesn't seem very good. 2 mana 2/4 with a downside. Like 2 mana 2/4 is... yeah. Unless there's a Burn Mage or something. More Lab Recruiters. More Void Analysts. I'd be interested to try some Demon Warlock shenanigans. I love Warlock, though. Powered Replicate still doesn't seem that impactful. Kaboom Bot is actually kind of cute now that I look at it. It's very round. More Crystologies, of course interested in that. Blight Nozzle Crawler, Voltaic Bursts, Mecharoos, Mecharoo Buckaroos, Upgradable Frame Bots, more Biology Projects, Meteorologist we already talked about, Glowtrons, Crystology, Spring Rockets, talked about all that. Oh, there's that Venomizer that maybe works with the missile launcher. Another Omega Defender, still don't think that's very good. That might be okay in Arena though, if you're just...
Legendary.
Harbinger Celestia. 4 mana 5/6 stealth. After your opponent plays a minion, become a copy of it. It's like 4 mana, 5/6 stealth, become a flame elemental. I guess if you want to steal their Malagos or their Shudderwalk, or, well, no, there's a Shudderwalk doesn't go off. That doesn't seem very good. Cloak Scale Chemist, 2 mana, 1/2 stealth, divine shield. That might just be fine. If you're playing a deck that has buffs, having stealth and divine shield is really strong. There's that Silent Knight that saw a little bit of play towards the end of, I think it was Grand Tournament. Crystallizer, 1 mana, 1/3, Battlecry, deal 5 damage to your hero, gain 5 armor. That seems really good. Play that in Warrior so you can shield slam stuff. Play that in Priest so you can heal, so you can actually get value out of your hero power in the early game. Play it on Warlock to try to get down to turn on your Hooked Reavers, or to activate that 3 mana 1/5. You can play it on turn 4, and then it's a 4 mana, you get a 1/3, and you get a 6/5. That might be good enough. Another Soul Infusion. Soul Infusion would probably go in that demon thing that I'm sort of thinking about right now. Talking about the soul. Glowstone Technician. 6 mana, 3/4 paladin card. Give all means in your hand. +2/+2. Ah, hand buff paladin. I don't... all that stuff rotated out with Mean Streets of Gadgetzan. I don't think this is enough to do it on its own. Galvanizer. 2 mana, 1/2. Reduce the cost of mechs in your hand by 1. Importantly, this hits Mechathune. So now you can play Mechathune for 9, leaving you 1 mana to do something like Naturalize it with. And now you have a 10 mana combo that they can't stop you from doing. Galvanizer, Mechathune. Believe in the dream. It can probably do other stuff too, but Mechathune is what I'm thinking about. More giggling magic. Necromechanic. Your death rattles trigger twice. 5 mana, 3/6. Necromechanic. Seems like it comes out a little too late, but if you can combo this... So, like, the Hunter Death Rattle stuff seems like it's good because it's cheap, right? It's 1 or 3 mana. So you can hit stuff early in the game, or later on you can easily, like, Carnivorous Cube something. But if you can, like... If you can get... Well, how would you do it? This seems like a Sucker Maker card, as I'm thinking about it. Because it looks really strong, but it's 5 mana, and it's just going to be too slow. Because, like, it's a 10 mana combo to then do something with Carnivorous Cube. Can play it and then trade in a Highmane. Get a pile of little 2/2s. Pile of little hyenas. Secret Plan, Kaboom Bot, Storm Chaser. I really want to make this Shaman Elemental deck. Another Dead Ringer. Oh yeah, Quest Priest as well. Same position even. Another Missile Launcher. Golden Rocket Boots. Anytime it's 2 mana, do something and draw a card. I just think it's pretty good. Beryllium Nullifier. 7 mana, 3/8, can't be targeted. Magnetic. So you can magnetic. +3, +8, can't be targeted. I don't know. 7 mana, 3/8 doesn't seem very good. Another Mulch Muncher. Alright, 2/3. Well, not quite. Haven't made it to 50 yet. Golden Arms. Another Fireworks deck. Super Collider. 5 mana, 1/3. After you attack a minion, force it to attack one of its neighbors. That is pretty cool. Make their minions fight each other. And I assume they deal damage to each other. So you can clear out. You can just start whacking their dudes around, hurting each other. That seems like it has the potential. If Control Warrior is a thing, they'll probably run one of those. At least I will. That into Gorehowl. Cosmic Anomalies, Omega Assemblies. I wonder if this card is good. 10 mana, get 3 cards. I guess if you have something to take advantage of all those mechs. Mechanical Whelps and stuff. Toxicologists and stuff. Unpowered Mauler, still not good. Dinomatic and stuff. War Gear, still incredibly good. Two demonic projects. Another weapons project. I still think that's pretty good. Another glowstone. Ectomancy. Summon copies of all demons you control. Huh. That seems potentially cool, but it also might just be only good in the situations where you're winning already. And if you're winning already, you probably don't need that to win harder. Probably just drop a Fungal Mancer or something. Alright. Golden Giggling Inventor, that's pretty important. So we get Golden Anoyotrons to go with it. More Void Analysts. It's like if you play down buff demons and then you can Ectomancy, but you could also just hit him with +2/+2 for 5 mana. Or +1/+1 and taunt for 4 mana. And get a body in play. Alright, not a whole lot going on here. Star Aligner. 7 mana, 7/7, Battlecry. If you control 3 minions with 7 health, deal 7 damage to all enemies. That seems way too hard to do. But, I mean, the payoff is large. But that seems really hard to do. Maybe you can use Luna's Pocket Galaxy to get a bunch of 7 health stuff. Oh, now we have it in Golden. You know, you can use the Pocket Galaxy to try to get a bunch of 7 health stuff to cost 1 mana, and then you can just, you know, play like Archmage, Antonitis, something else with 7 health, and then 2 Star Aligners, and you just blow up their board for 14, including their face. But at that point, you might as well just Infinite Fireball combo with them to death. Alright. Getting plenty of Violet Hazes as well. Kaboom Bots! Round. It's like a little Meta Knight. Meta Knight was a robot. Nether Soul Busters. I want them. I'm starting to keep thinking. Like, I'm still thinking about that. 'Cause if you hit that with that Soul Infusion, now it's a 3/7. 3 mana, 3/7 seems okay. Bunch of Explodinators. Oh, we got Floop's Glorious Gloop. 1 mana legendary spell. Whenever a minion dies this turn, gain 1 mana crystal this turn only. That seems really good with tokens. It's like you have all your treants, maybe tokens, whatever. Play Floop's Glorious Gloop, trade them all in, and then you have a pile of mana. And this also allows you to take a more than 10 mana turn as well. Like if you can... So now your Goose super combo turns can be even bigger, because you can like Goose, Floop's Glorious Gloop, break your Twig of the World Tree, now you have 10 mana. Double Moonfire their face, which obviously doesn't cost anything. But then when you like Starfall their board, you get all that mana back, swipe their face. Like, I don't know. Floop's Glorious is probably better in token decks, though. So it allows you to just have a huge turn earlier than you're supposed to. Which is, you know, like if you if you can like swipe, if you can Floop's Glorious Gloop and then swipe, like, or trade in a bunch of stuff, you could potentially, you can get like 14 mana out of Floop's Glorious Gloop, right? So you can, that's obviously very unlikely. That's best case scenario, but that's enough to cast Ultimate Infestation, right? And you can keep getting mana. So like you Ultimate Infestation and then keep killing stuff, and you keep getting mana to play the cards you drew. I don't know. It seems like the upper echelon of the nuts of that card is super nuts. Okay, anyway. 2 mana, 2/1 Elemental Mage creature. Battlecry, your next spell this turn has spell damage +2. Is that good? Maybe. You can combo it with stuff a little easier than that 4 mana 4/3 +2 spell damage. Now your 4 damage Blizzard only costs 8 instead of 10. Your meteors can get even bigger, which doesn't matter for the central strike, but the side strikes can get up to will be 5 instead of 3. Obviously, your flame strikes can get enormous. All of a sudden, your flame strikes can clear spreading plague boards. I don't know. 2/1 health, 2/1 stat line is always pretty suspect, though. Piloted Reapers, Gloop Sprayers, Kaboom Bots. Oh man, Gloop Sprayer is something you could use to leverage that Floop's Glorious Gloop. Golden Void Analyst, empirically better. Golden Glowtron, definitely one day. Another biology project, more spider bombs. Alright, got all those. Missile launcher, got all those. Storm chasers, frame bots, explodinators. Nope, sorry, keep hitting the microphone with my hand. More power word replicates. More menacing Nimbi. Oh, Elemental Shaman, I know you're just gonna hurt me again. All you ever do is hurt me. Shrink Rays, Spider Bombs, Controllers, and such. More Super Colliders. Would we play 2 Super Colliders in a Control Warrior? Would we play 3 Super Colliders in a Control Warrior? Obviously we cannot. But we'll turn that into some dust. Dream Petal Florist. 7 mana 4/4 Druid. At the end of your turn, reduce the cost of a random minion in your hand by 7. What? You mean to tell me I get to goose for 2? Obviously 7 mana 4/4 is quite bad. And you're pretty much shouting to your opponent that something wacky is about to happen. But anytime I can play Malagos for 2, I'm interested. Piles of Beakered Lightning. Getting Spider Bombs and Void Analysis is okay. Bunch of stuff that we've seen before. Alright, Skater Bots, Nimbusons.